All right, welcome to Devstream 24. We're here. Hello.
Did you just raise the roof?
I just raised the roof. The roof has been raised. Welcome to Devstream 24. We are, I don't know what camera is on right now. That one.
Is it on?
It's on yours, Dean.
I'll go right here.
Hi.
Oh, she wants a close-up.
No, I don't want a close-up. No, I want to say that we're here with Devstream 24. We have the usual devs.
We have the whole
right?
team.
Welcome to Devstream 24. We're here.
Hey.
Hello.
Did you just raise the roof?
I just the roof has been raised. Welcome to Devstream 24. So, as per all our bi-weekly streams, we're going to throw up a 24-hour alert after this, so stay tuned. It's going to be a catalyst.
Wow.
We're going to give away 3 platinum prizes because why not?
Yep.
And we always do.
Yep.
Yeah, last night they voted on prime time.
Oh,
We
yeah.
just threw it to the chat, and Julie.
That's cool.
Yeah. And this is our Dev Q&A. We have lots of questions, lots of stuff to get through, and stay tuned for the whole stream because we have lots going on. So, without further ado, we had our question thread up for only just more than a day this time, just because it's been a crazy week. But we got lots of questions in, and unsurprisingly, each page probably had the words Melee 2.0 on it at least 7 or 8
Melee
times.
2.0.
So I feel like we.
Yep.
Yeah,
No,
just
no.
Zoom
Don't listen to that,
deeply
dude.
into Jeff.
based on percentage of people talking about their questions, Melee 2.0 was the most popular question. So let's start by just basically saying, last stream we did, you and Steve came on at the end and announced the delay. You
Yep.
talked about a little bit of what's in store for it regarding movements and potential mod inclusion. What kind of information do we have on Melee 2.0 today?
You're welcome.
We decided to scrap Melee 2.0 and we're going to be working on Melee 3.0.
So you're worse when you drink just cola, is what you're saying.
It's kind of.
Oh, did you actually think it was? Do you actually think it's the booze that makes me
I don't know.
irritating on this last year?
I guess in this last week we kind of went to Melee 1.0 of 2.0.
2.5. We actually, and it's terrible because we actually started talking in that way.
We did,
1.0, 2.0.
Yeah.
I think because our ambitions kept growing.
Yes. Yeah, totally. I mean, the delay. I know. We feel really bad about the delays, but it's as Steve kind of said when we kind of snuck into the last live stream. You know, it started out with when we announced the update to Melee. It was really just being able to move, equip your Melee weapon, and run around with it.
Yep. Sweet.
That was Melee 2.0.
That was what it was going to be, and it's grown significantly since then. As Steve was saying, we realized it wasn't going to be good enough for what people wanted.
Yeah.
And then
It's like when you give a movie recommendation to someone. You don't I'm always
totally.
careful to go. You
Yeah.
got to go see this movie. It's the best movie I've ever seen in my whole life. It changed me and it stayed with me.
Yeah.
Because the expectations for Melee are so high. I don't think we're doing ourselves any favor by keep talking about it.
No.
either.
no,
No.
Well, what's going on then?
But we
Like,
kind
So
of
now,
need to
because of all those
explore.
expectations, we're just, it's kind of fun.
I think it's.
I was playing.
fun.
It's kind
It's kinda
of boring.
the stream
Kill
died
some guys with
apparently.
a sword. Got it.
Apparently it's dead.
Stream died.
Oh, we broke. See, no.
It's back up now.
Are we back
No,
up?
it's not. It's
All right, so let's talk about it in segments then.
You want to
So,
know the evolution of it?
well, you've just said why it's in the state it's in now, why it's been
Yeah.
delayed. So it was just equipping your weapon. Now we're talking about combo systems, counters, potential
Yeah.
mods that add animations and damage in the same mod. It's not just a waste of mod slot argument. 'Cause
So the stuff we touched on before is that when you equip your melee weapon, you'll now be able to block weapons, go into a parry state with other melee guys.
right.
Have a bit more deeper options there for how you fight. You have a damage boost, and then even Steve kind of got to really kind of focus his attention on it just in this last week or so.
I saved it. I think
saved
it was
it.
in such a
Saved it.
shambles before.
It was
Honestly, there's a nerf weapons here.
my
Every time you derail, I'm just
You need to.
yeah.
Well, yeah, a little levity.
No, but
Sorry,
it's good. It's good to have
Jacques is definitely the man.
Totally.
Daniel's helping
Totally.
him. Jacques is the man who's really pushed the ambitiousness of it.
Yeah.
And given your animation team about 1 million things they have to do now
Yes.
to fill it all out.
Totally. And I guess now it's fair to say it's become it's a significant change in kind of how the game is played.
Yes.
Really. So
Yes.
yeah.
So it starts with the fact that you can equip your melee weapon,
Yeah.
and that right now we have that as being hold versus tap your weapon switch button.
Yep.
So that because of course we have lots of PlayStation 4 players with us now, so we have a balance to bring to our design. When you're in that melee state, your trigger will do a sort of a medium or stronger attack.
Yep.
And the prior melee button still does the quick attacks.
Yes.
So you can put the two of them together.
So you can. So now you have more attack options, including the parry.
There's 2 buttons.
Yep. So there's more depth there, and then there's timing depth. So if you think of those 4 attacks we have now.
Before we go there, should we talk
Yes.
about the chaining?
The chaining.
Do you have videos? I guess that's another.
Even before that, like
Okay.
the combo, like the building damage.
Oh, that's right. So
Yeah.
we have a hit counter,
Yeah.
which a lot of melee games, like a lot of melee focused games have. So
Yeah.
we put a hit counter in, and I kind of really like it, and I think it helps address
Yeah.
the DPS gap
Yeah.
between the melee weapons and the projectile weapons, but in a way that, pardon me, it begins to help that.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
not the only solution.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of fun if you really get in the middle of the guys and you're closing the distance to build up your hit counter and then be doing damage multipliers.
Yes.
Which is really traditional, but it does actually bring a little bit of an interesting side challenge there.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes it skill based that you're closing that DPS
Yeah.
gap rather than just everything's +10 across
Yeah.
the board or
Yeah.
whatever.
And then that damage resets after X amount of time that
That's
you don't
right.
do a melee hit.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you got to keep it going,
So
keep the string
Each
going.
hit keeps the chain.
Yes.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a little counter there, and if you get a hit within that time.
Has that changed the way the feedback with hits works? So as of now, I know with the current melee system, everything kind of makes not the same sound, but
Yes.
like the
There's a lot of cleanup there as well. So,
Yeah.
for example, you get a lot of false hits when you're moving around large
Yeah.
weapons, go pang, 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 pang across
Yeah.
the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're hitting the guys, you're not getting any sense of a hit react, which is super crucial for melee.
Yeah.
So we're also pulsing the edges of enemies when you're getting hits, which I found like. When I put that in, I started really feeling the multi-hit ability of some of the
Totally.
weapons, which is really
Totally,
awesome.
yeah.
Because you do a swing and you see red, 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 and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, okay,
Lots
this
of
weapon is
feedback,
doing
yeah.
multi-hit, which
Yeah.
is super awesome.
Yeah.
okay.
We're combining that with new hit reactions so that you can get a little bit of stun locking, which is crucial for like a game where you're closing on a projectile guy and you want to kind of lock him
Yeah.
out from attacking
Awesome.
you.
Yeah.
And then
So I guess we're offering choice with the kind of attacks you want to pull off.
Yep.
So we'll expand a bit. We talked about mods really quickly last week.
Yes.
When
Which did leave some people a
when we
little confused
hijacked
about
that. Yeah.
the stream
So we'll
hijack.
clarify that a bit. But
Yes.
as a base, when you equip your melee weapon, you'll have the standard attacks that you kind of see now in the game. So if you just kind of keep mashing E,
Yeah.
or the console button, the controller button,
Yep.
you'll play the standard combo.
Yes. Yeah.
But we're working into it also. Each weapon grip will have a moment where if you pause and then do another input with buttons,
Yeah.
you'll play a new combo, which is probably
So
going to
it's
have a
timing.
damage.
So
payoff.
it's
Yeah.
choice of combinations based on the timing of
Yes.
input of the melee button.
Yeah, yeah. So there'll be. So we have some examples that we can show
let's see 'em.
of
Yay.
this.
Oh, great.
And I think the first one also shows kind of what Steve was talking about with the hit reacts that we're giving to all the enemy types.
All right, so hopefully we've had some multimedia issues with streams before where they do
Okay.
crash. So just bear with
Yeah.
us on this particular stream because we have a lot of
So-
videos. So
So what you're seeing here, this would be after, I think how the sword's implemented right now is it'd be EE, pause, and then I think you hit E again 3 times after, and then you play this new combo chain.
Yep.
So it'd actually be, that 3 hits there is actually one command. So
So
it's actually like,
Oh, so I open up, and then
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you take a break in the animation and then, or sorry, a break in the input, and
Yeah.
then you hit the sequence again to open up the new
Wow.
attacks.
And this is, I think, bringing out like some of the Ninja Gaiden or the Devil May Cry kind of aspects to the
Yeah.
game, which they really focus only on that. So that's why I think this
Yeah.
is such a big undertaking for us. Is we
It
want to
is
do
really big,
We're
yeah.
we're sort of reaching to get as in that kind of realm
Yeah.
on top of all the other crazy things that you can do in
Totally.
Warframe.
Yeah.
Holy
So
crap.
this one is tap, wait for a bit, and then tap,
Tap, tap,
to
tap,
go into
like-
that second branch.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. And if
yes.
you don't execute those properly, you'll just stop
Right.
in the combo.
Yeah.
And then to show even kind of how far this is we're setting a big precedent here, but to show how far we're going to go with these
This
attacks.
one is so over the top.
So here's the scythe. So the idea is,
that one hit him, right?
all right, so is this what we
Yeah.
would preface as an aspirational level melee 2.0? Or?
no,
we should do it.
this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. But
All
it's, this is like,
It's very DMC
we're setting
style.
expectations,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so while it's hovering there, it's doing damage
Yeah.
to the
And so that combo is going to be hard to cut up to pull off, harder to pull off. But you can see when it's whirling there, you're actually
Yeah.
going to get whap, 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 multi-hits,
Exactly,
which
yeah.
is going to feed back into your hit counter, which
Yes.
is going to feed into your combo multiplier, right?
Yeah, yeah. So,
God.
so it's
Yeah.
so it's even so when we first talked about Melee 2.0, it's grown exponentially.
Yeah, but
since-
what was the first thing you said? It's not going to be Devil May Cry.
Well,
was the
it's-
first thing I was told.
Yeah, and I guess in a way it's still
Not.
It's closer to that, but it's
Yeah.
still not that. We're not going to bring in aerial combat, air juggling, and all that sort of thing because I think that's just too.
Never
Not
say
yet.
never.
That's not the scope
That's
of what
for
you're
mod.
doing.
Yeah.
Even though the scope has
Yeah.
dramatically
That's Melee
changed.
4.0.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's yeah.
And
So now,
Yeah.
are you finished with the combo stuff?
Is there anything
then
else in the video?
the mod would come in.
So
so-
yeah. So
Yeah.
you have quick attack that has
Yeah.
the chain that you do for the quick attack,
Yeah.
including a break in it to either a pause and then a tap to go into the second tier of the quick attack combo.
Yes.
Then you're going to have your heavy hits, which are off your trigger when
Yes.
you're equipped.
Yep.
They're also going to have a break and another tier of combo in there.
Yeah.
If you guys if you guys work hard enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So we basically have quick attack combo, and then the ult, and then we have the heavy one, and then the ult. Those are 4 sort of slots that you
Yeah.
can replace with mods.
Yes.
I see. So my alt, I could be like, oh, I don't want this one that spins. I want
Yep.
one that, like, whatever, does a twirl and then
the
I
one
kick
you
them.
came
So
up
I
with,
just
being
I just
green.
swap out a mod to get that different attack.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So people are saying, well, my melee weapon's already full.
Yep.
I'm going to choose damage every time. These, like Weeping Crane, which is going to be a different down strike thing, is going to come with those damage differences. We want to make, again, a good game with trade-offs is going to make it agonizing to choose. Am I going to keep that fire mod, or I want to pull that out and have this really cool new combo that's giving me great crowd control? Because those different
Right.
combos, you saw that scythe hit. That's awesome for a boss attack, right? Because you're gonna multi-hit the crap out of him.
Yeah.
But maybe you're playing defense. You want a good crowd control when they're swarming.
Right.
So now you choose a combo where the scythe is like whipping all
Spin
over the
around,
place
yep.
as the conclusion of that combo, getting a whole bunch of hits on a bunch of guys.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, like in a lot of those melee focused games, some of those hits will have either a hit react
Yep.
or potential, like you saw at the end of Tim's first thing, you'll have a knockback, which is
Yep.
going to give you a good breathing room
Totally.
for controlling a group of enemies,
Yep.
which is important. I think part of the problem that we had along Melee 2 was sort of accepting that we need to work with what the game is. It's a lot of enemies.
Yep.
When you have the machine guns, you can mow down and control them fast. Whatever we do with Melee has to kind of fit within that kind of game. We can't
Yep.
pull out a sword and then suddenly all the AI change and everything changes and the spawning is different.
For
It needs
sure.
to work
Yep.
and dovetail with what we have. So
And we're switching. We're also switching like block onto like this is the way you do your standard block now is going to be to switch to your weapon. So you're going to
Yes.
have these combos too, right? So it's
Yeah.
going to help you to get in close. Like you want to close the gap, you're going to be
Exactly.
blocking
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
I think stamina right now, like
Oh, yeah,
I think
stamina
right
as
now
well.
while you hold down blocking,
Stamina gets drained.
Stamina gets drained, but
Yeah.
right now it's only when you're parrying bullets
Correct.
or. So that when we change it, if you're blocking, if you're running around blocking, you're not losing stamina. It's only when you're actively.
Right.
it's only when it's doing something for you.
Right. So just holding it in a still animation
Yes.
isn't stamina. It's actually
Yes.
using energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
I think what also goes with this is some of the enemy additions that we're going to do as well. So there'll be
Yeah.
more melee enemies coming
Right.
to the mix as well.
Right.
And they will also have a wider variety of attacks.
So in Prod We Trust, the Prod men will get a variety of.
He's
right
getting some
now-
more. Yeah, he's getting some more attacks.
Because they're,
yes.
yeah. I mean, the Infested are the melee faction, right? So.
Yes. But Corpus and Grenier will also get new types,
Right.
Yep.
more advanced types to go with the system as well.
Yeah.
There's already really cool, like even just the existing near melee. If you block them right at the right time, you have a
Right.
big stumble. So you can. There's a little bit of counter stunning that's happening
Yep.
there. A lot of that is not like final stuff.
Yep.
Like it's very fun right now, but kind of
It's
a
not
little
really
bit
balanced.
overpowered
Yeah, totally.
right now.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of great stuff that's going.
Yeah.
And as far as when this is coming,
Yeah.
which is really the
Yeah.
killer question.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
mean,
that's the
chat right now. Okay, now when? Give
Now
us
when?
Now
Yeah,
when? Now when? Yeah.
And apparently Jeff's only immune to the beard infection. Everyone else. And Scott's quiet. That must mean he's planning something.
I don't know. I feel bad already that people are waiting so long, but I feel
Even worse saying
I feel
waiting.
I don't know. I don't feel
Don't
confident
say it.
committing to. I'm not going to say the S word.
All right,
I
so-
don't feel confident committing to an actual day. We're gonna see
I
it.
mean, there's a really like a group of people that is all they're working on right now.
Yes.
And that group keeps growing
We are
every
committed
year.
and we keep swelling the ranks to
Yeah.
try to get this done. It's hard to slap a date on it.
Well, all right, let's
So
just,
we had, I think initially we had thought it would be,
this week.
we thought it would be this week, and,
Yeah,
we
and
did.
it's not.
No.
And
But that's why.
it is why.
Yeah.
It is why.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
it really we actually talked about releasing little bits and pieces of it, like
Yeah.
oh, should we release the multi-hit there,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
there's certain really exciting new melee weapons that I've seen getting finished, but I think we want to kind of bundle that up and really make
Yeah.
a big deal of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think that would be best.
Again,
Yeah.
we're hoping sometime this month, but again, these
Yeah.
are aspirational goals, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll make sure if we get a quantum leap in progress, we'll make sure that we let everyone know.
Yeah.
We'll probably spill a few beans on design council as well, so
Yep.
they can see how far it's come along, and we're going to get it out as soon as we can.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I'm anxious for it, just like everyone else is.
Yeah,
Everyone is.
totally.
Yeah.
It's full time for a lot of people.
It's full time.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not content that it's obviously not done, because a lot of people are saying when you're releasing it, it's not like you guys have basically just explained. We're not sitting on finished work here.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
it's actively
That's what
happening.
Jeff's going to do when he gets back to his desk.
Pretty
He's
much.
gonna be working.
Sorry,
Yeah.
people are saying the stream is pausing a bit. I'm not quite sure. I'm just looking. I know a hotfix is coming. Red Text was emphasizing that there is going to be a fix today, so it might
yeah, we're
happen
gonna
during the
hotfix
stream,
it.
but it has not happened yet. So I'm just reloading that to see if it does.
Platinum.
Yeah, we'll do platinum right now.
That's good.
I'll answer the question about how does Melee 2 work against really high level enemies. Again, some of these combos that are a bit more skill based are going to be doing a lot more damage at the ends of the combo chains, and then that hit counter giving you damage multipliers. I find, at least in the testing I've been doing, is when you're playing defense and it's getting higher and higher, if you keep it going, if you're doing 3 or 4 times damage per
Yeah.
hit, you really are closing the gap on those really high level enemies.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
you're seeing some pretty high damage numbers.
Huge,
Yeah.
huge damage numbers if you keep it going.
right.
Anyway, let's get
Plus
to the platinum.
the crowd control aspects of the damage, the AI hit reactions.
Yep.
Yep.
So the heavy that is trying to,
Yep.
Nuke your life.
nuke
Yep.
your life. That's
Yep.
a good way.
Yep.
Is you can really crowd control them using your melee weapon. So
Absolutely. And if you were up against Lephantis, you could be wailing on him and then backing off for attacks and just coming back in with those 3 times multipliers. So I think
Right.
there's some potentially really interesting
New
things that could
strategies,
happen.
new skills.
Absolutely.
bring in.
Yep.
Excellent. Very exciting, guys. Well,
Yep.
keep us updated as we
Yeah.
can. We'll update everyone because obviously this is a huge project,
Yep.
huge part of the game that is awesome.
It's gonna be a big change.
All right. So platinum, here we
I'm
go.
just practicing my rhythm.
Platinum.
You should practice
If
your
you're logged in with the Twitch account, you could win, and it might be you. I'm gonna roll the dice.
Okay, here we go.
1,000 platinum too. It's flying bicycle.
Flying bicycle.
Oh my god.
As it sounds,
That's
flying
awesome.
bicycle. You have
ET.
won. ET. You've won 1,000 platinum. If you, I can't even spell right
someone's
now.
gonna be logged in as ET.
I know. But message our
whoops,
Twitch
sorry.
page with your in-game alias. So
knows you
your
have
PSN ID
Yeah.
if you're on PS4, or if you're on PC, your alias, and Megan will hook you up. She's sitting over there, and it'll be awesome. So way to go, flying bicycle.
Yep.
You've done it.
All right.
Very proud of you.
You've done it.
You've done it.
You've done it.
That'd be unthinkable.
You've been lucky.
Yeah. Your luck has
Your
been.
luck's attribute is awesome.
Yes. Fully ranked luck stat on that guy or girl or bike. Maybe it's just an object.
Okay.
All right, moving on.
So that was only 20 minutes of Melee 2.0 talk.
That's pretty good.
I would like to do a whole stream on it,
Proportional
but
to the
we-
work it is.
Well, proportionate to how many people are asking about it
Yeah,
too, right? Like,
Yeah,
I would say
totally.
more than
Yeah.
20% of people were, but first,
Yeah.
anyway.
Okay.
Moving on. Hybridon and many players are asking something that is related to the current loot in the drop tables. So,
Sheldon.
with I know, and I'm just looking right at you
Why is
because
shame and blame?
it's not a shame thing. It's
it's
like
totally a
okay.
shame thing.
So with the-
Shame and name.
So,
I
based
gotta
on
go.
what's just happened, Orc Derelict Defense had the
Yep.
credits pulled. So you will no longer see
That's right.
credits as rewards
Yep.
as a wave increment.
That's right.
People are still having issues with things like control modules in one value being issued as a reward tier for a mission in the void that you already got 15 to 20 control modules and
Right.
Morphics. So the risk and value of what's in there right now and the frequency is not feeling good for players given how much it takes to get there.
Right.
So we take.
what are we doing about
So what are we doing?
Yeah.
So we have the credits gone from the ODD.
Yeah,
What-
and I think that's really the hopefully that taking the credits out gives people an example of how we're thinking about these things. We're definitely listening to them.
Yeah.
We're looking for ways to do that so that you're still going to have that good shot at getting the prime parts that you want. At the same time, prime parts dropping at every increment, that's not what we want. We want there to be another reward there. So, it's continuing to evolve. I would say that it's not like, this isn't something where it's waiting for an update to fix. It's continuing to test it. I'm working with Glenn, actually. He's got some great ideas on how to kind of pace out the rewards.
Right.
The timing right now in defense and in survival, in the void and in derelicts, it could use some work. So we're working on that. Once I have some exact detail, maybe I'll do a post.
Yes. That's good.
And tell people what we're doing. But absolutely, I see it, read it. I have this dark complexion, so I'd be flushed right now. If I,
because I mean,
we're definitely working on it.
Yeah, the suggestions you're getting is just throwing a multiplier for the straight up resources.
The amount of suggestions I get is like my PMs. It's insane.
Yeah.
So we're definitely looking at it all the time.
Okay, cool. That is good. So there is.
How do suggestions?
Suggestions sent to Rebecca, so that she can filter them and send them to me.
Sure thing, Shell. No, of course, that's totally fine. And I mean,
it's a very, my heart goes out to you. It's a very tough, and it's really, I wouldn't say it's a thankless job is the right way to say it.
You guys say thanks all the time.
We say thanks all the time, but it
I
definitely.
think we make fun of them. More.
you have one job, Sheldon.
Yeah, one job is basically the more,
It's definitely a decimal place in the wrong
And then we
spot
put
is
those gifts
a nightmare.
So thank you for those.
I've actually been told people are doing on the GIF hunt for the stream right now. So if you do anything,
What's the gift?
Just I'm
Just
just saying
keeping an eye on
people are
you,
making
Sheldon.
gifs.
Just in case.
Oh boy. No guns yet?
Yeah.
We use those in the office.
So
I saw a question on chat about someone is asking. I didn't catch their name, but they said that clan emblem is kind of too small for them, and they would like a way to make their clan look more unified by submitting skins or kind of having it visually be
sounds
more
like awesome user generated content to me.
distinct. So definitely we've been thinking about that, and we love user generated content, and the emblems are small. There's a few things that we talked about, skin variants that actually place the emblem quite large on the front of the Warframe, as well as
Like
a way
Care Bear
for
heart?
like a Care Bear heart, if that's your emblem, a heart, yeah.
Sold.
And the other way we've talked about is allowing a warlord to declare like a color picker set, that when you're in a clan, when you're customizing your thing, that's one of your options is to go, pick the clan colors for this. So so they want to unify a little bit more. So there you go. Okay, quick answer.
Quick aside. All right.
Yep.
Moving on. Next to Melee 2.0 in yesterday's stream questions and Void stuff was lore, Vor's Prize, and just the general way lore is being introduced. So we have our events, we have our codex entries, we have the waiting on Vor's Prize. What's kind of the scope for that level of development? And these questions come from probably over 12.5 players from the thread. So pretty hot topic. And basically, where is Dev currently on this? Rhino Prime didn't get a lore entry, but Ember Prime did. So
That's right. Yes.
WTF.
I've been slacking.
That's because we weren't sure if it was going to be Loki or Rhino. So
that is
you
true.
can't write
Thought about Loki was trolling.
two of them. Yeah.
Mickey wouldn't even tell us.
And when I actually was in chat a little bit before we came on, and there was definitely people who are still very interested in lore, which, I mean, every live stream since
Live stream one, we can confirm.
Since the start, we've apologized to say yes, there's not enough lore in the game. A lot of the writing, we have Ryan working with us, and we have a lot of great. We have George, and I know that you work with that a lot as well, doing the voice of the Lotus, and we have a lot of people who are doing our acting. A lot of it's focused on the events. And one of the things that we really need to do is start balancing that out more, so that some of that is diverted into quests. So that new players can experience a lot of the really neat things like the Cicero toxins and all of those things. We need to be able to bring those into the game in a permanent way, rather than just kind of burning them up and off they go. So Vor's Prize is being worked on, and the quest system is advancing. So there's a bunch of code to set up so that people can go on a chain of quests and tracks your progress and gives you the reward at the end.
Some of the stuff gets stalled because of other big features that are coming.
Yeah,
events. Like, you realize you're going to make Vor's Prize, and then you realize, well, wait, we're going to look at Badlands, and we're looking at hubs, and we're looking at all these other things that might impact what Vor's prize is. So why necessarily put all that effort into something that's just being created if it's going to be stomped in a month after it?
Yeah.
So sometimes you start to head down that path and it ends up becoming, oh, well, we need this new big system over here first before we can finish doing that. So.
I think a good example of that is the proxy wars, which is part of our end game, where you're building up basically faction XP or faction points with the different factions in the game, like the battle pay system did with the major factions. Boar's Prize is kind of waiting for some of that system to come online, so that we're actually tracking permanently your standing with the factions that are involved in that quest, and trying to make all of that fit in a more systemic way, rather than just something that takes us 2 weeks to produce. Players play through it in half an hour and that's it and it's gone. So trying to make it fit with more of a sandbox thing than just burning up a quest like you would in another MMO game. So, so blah blah blah. It's coming.
I think the game, like the scope.
Is that the new?
It's coming. It's coming.
The new, it's coming around the corner.
Around the corner. Around the bend.
Oh boy.
The game isn't like a limbo state of everything needing to be worked on at once, but only having so much time in a day to do it. So
Yeah.
Need to sleep.
And doing it right.
Need to sleep.
And definitely doing it right.
Yeah, doing it right.
And doing it right as well.
Yeah.
Like Melee 2.0, I think, is the best example of that, right?
Yeah.
Is that we totally did a change on the way we were doing it because we wanted to make sure it's something awesome. And all of these systems take that type of time.
Yep.
yeah.
Comes from player feedback too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like players get excited when we say Melee 2.0, so then it grew, and then you got even more excited, and then it grew, and it's like, oh, so
Yeah.
you know, lore is the same thing. I think.
And then people got excited. And
The
it grew.
expectations for that is quite high.
Yes.
So when we finally say, here's a good chunk of lore, we want to make sure it fulfills that. So.
Yeah. No, it's a good philosophy ultimately. All right. Well, moving on. S. Faden asks, what do you fellows have planned about the future of 10.0 reinforcements? There's been a lot of disdain in the community about the oversaturation of new weapons that are being added so frequently, as well as concerns about them being purchasable clan tech. I was curious what you folks thought about this whole situation and what you are intending on doing.
Well, I guess for one would be we didn't do anything this week. this Wednesday had
No
nothing.
weapon.
Yeah, there was no weapons that kind of went on deal, although there's obviously stuff in Void.
Yes.
And actually, we're not currently planning to do anything next week. That's not really saying that that's the reason why we're not doing it, is
I
because
think
of
in a bigger,
saturation.
Are we showing any of the stuff that's coming? Do we have any of the concept stuff?
I was told it was cut.
It's all.
So
We're not going to show it right now.
No, hold it back.
I'll just speak about it. Basically, the weapons team is instead of just doing weapons every week, players are screaming for customizations, more helmets, more things, more armor, more skins, more of this. So we're taking some of the resources that we dump into the weekly weapon, the 10 reinforcements, and going and adding new customizations for the characters, armor bits, danglies for your melee weapons.
Right.
Yep.
I just love that that's the official term now.
you started dangling.
I know.
But that is
Dangly
Yeah,
bits,
so instead of the Wednesday updates or the 10 reinforcements being here's the new gun, it'll be here's the new customization thing this week.
Right. So the pressure on always releasing a new weapon, it's too much.
At the same time, though, a lot of people really love the weapons too. I know there's both sides, and so we try to balance it. There's definitely people
Well,
that
10
love having new
reinforcements
weapons
is kind
to
of
try.
taken on. It's like it started. Remember when it was just the melee?
Yeah.
It was basically melee reinforcements, and then there were like too many damn melee weapons. So now it's weapons, and now it's
Just too
and
damn high.
so we're not doing the reinforcements next week. So, okay, so it's just we're taking
Like I said, that's not necessarily just because
We're branching out.
we're branching out.
We're gonna grow the portfolio of stuff that will come out on the
And we
Wednesdays.
had helmets. We had helmets this week. That's a good example,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
Helmets came out this week.
And a pretty
That-
substantial
more-
event,
yeah,
which
things
we'll
like
talk
that.
about
I think
later.
we still want people to have lots of cool stuff to come and see in Warframe every week.
Right.
We still want to hotfix the game and make
we
sure
want
that
to
we
hotfix the game,
improving it.
and the hotfix doesn't necessarily need a 10 reinforcement to
No.
do it for us to put out.
Ultimately,
cool
there's
stuff.
fixing this stuff is pretty important.
Yeah.
Yes, so like you were saying, this week we released an event, which we will talk about later. And the PS4 players are also saying, okay, so 12.4 has hit PC.
Yep.
They just got update 12 on Monday.
Yep.
And a few subsequent fixes. And
Yep.
you're holding a PS4 controller.
Yep.
The PS4 players are asking, just in particular, what's the kind of projection for getting the Rhino Prime update, getting the Rhino Prime access? Are they going to get it this month? Which I think is a yes. I don't want to go and buy it. I guess
I
I am
think
on
it's a
record
yes
saying
as
I think it's a yes.
Everything
as well.
we talk about in the stream always has an asterisk on it, but
It's
it is a
so
yes.
hard. I
Yep.
mean, at least with
Yep.
it's very hard for us to say because again, like we always say with the Sony
Yep.
approval process, we just have to wait for it. But that is our absolute goal would be by the end of this month. They would have that.
Yeah, like new SDKs come out for the console.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's policy changes. Sometimes we screw up.
Yep.
The way their store works is different. It's sort of like having another version of a portal service like Steam or something like that.
Yep.
So there is volatility there, and there is that kind of latency because we have to finish it, then send it to them. They need to check it over. There's latency there. They might be certifying another game. There's all that sort of thing. So
Right.
there's like these little bubbles in the pipeline that the PC doesn't have, but it's constantly banged together. As soon as we release, the PS4 team takes it and starts cramming
Our
as fast
PS4
as possible.
team goes as fast as they
As
possibly
fast
can.
as-
And
yeah.
truthfully, Sony's been as increasingly they understand our game,
Absolutely.
they understand our
They've been
players
aggressive.
that they
Yep.
want these
Yep.
updates faster. So they're working hard with us too. We have
Yep.
guys coming, they're flying in to see us next week. So.
Right.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
Yeah, even Sony's QA is excited when we drop another
Yeah.
hotfix on them to get out.
Yeah.
They get excited about what's coming. So
yeah, they're pretty. They're pretty
Absolutely.
substantial. Like I mean, when you compare it gets staggered on PC, right? Because they're getting them weekly, and then when it gets all bundled for a big drop on
yeah,
PS4.
looking at the PS4 notes was insane.
Yeah, if you compare, you could have the same comparison on PC as well, but comparing PS4 pre-update 12 to after, it's like a different game. But there's still PS4 players, particularly PS4 motivated killer, who's saying, are there any more performance issues in the pipes, mainly with void missions and survival?
Yes.
And Terra.
And what?
And screen tear.
In screen tear,
And
yes,
screen
you
tear,
saw the
yes.
crackles.
Yes.
Yeah, stable frame rates, just the general.
Yep.
What kind of work's going in there?
We have in test right now. I don't know if we're going to ship this. We might ship this on PC next week, depending on how it goes. But we have another big change in optimization that
Okay.
PC is going to get, and then that's going to roll out as well to PS4, which is targeted specifically at having a lot of dynamic game objects, which is why the traps and the void and all that sort of
Yep.
thing tend to suffer the most. So there's a big batch of optimizations that we have that I'm very excited about.
Excellent.
So yes, we don't rest there. Load times, frame rate, screen tearing, all of these things are crucial for us to fix. And I know that Jeremy has gone through and done an effects pass and an effects optimization pass for.
What are you doing?
Scott needs a hug apparently.
Someone keeps asking me if I want a hug.
Yeah.
Always. Oh, not from you.
He's going away.
Okay.
I did see some neckbeard comments, and I didn't know if they were talking about you or
Oh.
me, because I haven't been.
There's nothing.
Yeah. I got a little bit of neck
Yeah. So yeah, our tech team's constantly worried about performance as well, and we actually have a significant performance increase for the specific levels
Excellent.
in test right now.
Excellent. And
I
with
could have
that,
probably just said that, and we could have avoided this long.
Oh, just give it to
them.
but-
they're not paying
them.
attention.
Next
Just
year.
give away platinum. John, just give away
Let's give
platinum.
away
Yeah,
platinum.
they're not paying
All right.
attention.
Zoom on
Platinum.
Jeff's neck beard.
Platinum.
All right. We're giving away platinum by the
Hey,
way.
do you want me to-
We're giving away platinum now. Are you
Oh
guys?
my God, Dean, get out of here. Jesus.
Here it comes. Oh, I clicked the button and it's lagging. Here we go. Rolling the dice for 1,000 platinum. And then we have to talk about migration after. So platinum now.
Okay, where's the platinum?
It's coming.
Platinum.
TechMind. TEKMIND. You
Yay.
win 1,000 platinum. Message our Twitch page with your PSN ID or PC alias, and Megan will hook you up.
Ooh,
Thank you.
That's
You've
that's
won,
a lot of
TechMind.
messages at once.
You've won.
Zoom and enhance.
So the last announcement we had on PC to PS4 account migration was that it's tested. It's just in the discussion phase now because we have the tech ready. It's just a matter of getting all the ducks in a row on policies and making sure that we can.
It now 110% works.
Yes,
At 110% works.
But-
Now it just needs approval.
pretty much. So
We'll just say that.
Yeah, because if we had new news, we would post it, and everyone's kind of in the dark about, well, why aren't you updating us? It's because we have nothing to update.
We're just waiting.
Yep. So. Yep.
They're willing you to grow a beard.
Thanks.
That is not
I
going
need
to help.
Actually, speaking of.
Jeff's
known
at
Jeff for
3
a
weeks
long
of growth
time.
right now.
Jeff, I know you're a little upset that you don't
I'm
have a beard.
further evolved than you guys.
I know, but we have something for
for
you.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Warren, do you mind showing Jeff what we have for him? Because
Oh God,
Grow with
I
the
think I
beard.
know where this is going.
Really?
Thank goodness.
That's amazing.
What is what?
There you go.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
It looks a little big though.
Is that what Jacques worked on
my
for
God.
like
Thanks
3
a lot.
days?
That is amazing.
The way, oh my god.
I see one question. Sorry.
Forever.
Sorry, derail. Back to topic. I see a question in chat about the dojo garden room bug that happened yesterday and was fixed. That was just a work in progress art overhaul of a room that got shipped that wasn't supposed to.
Yep.
Now people are asking about updates coming. Yes, of course, there's more updates coming to the dojo.
Yep.
That particular one wasn't supposed to go live, so just you'll have to sit tight until official dojo overhauls come.
Oh my god.
Wow. That was shocking.
Yeah. Thanks,
wrong.
guys.
That was shocking.
All right. So
New wallpaper. We should release that.
No, you don't need
Official
to release
I'll,
it.
I'll find a way. Check my Twitter account.
Oh god.
sorry. One thing we'll talk about now is, I guess, just kind of more aspirationally. I know Melee 2.0 is the overhaul that's coming. If you guys could think further ahead on if there's any more overhauls people could be expecting in the future. This is a question from Theme and a few others.
You
Just
don't
about.
even know when this one's coming.
I know. So is it too soon to ask?
Yeah.
All right. I won't ask it then.
Yep.
Shame on you for asking.
Cut off.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
There you go.
Alright.
Shut down.
That's fine.
Alright.
What about the hub system then? I guess the star map's getting overhauled, isn't it? So hubs.
Hubs.
Stratos asks, he said we're working on a deployable alpha build. What's going on with the hub system and what function will it play within Warframe?
That's a great question.
That is a good
Watch live stream number 22.
Yes, that would have been the
Oh,
last
would
one.
it
That's
be?
when we teased it.
Link.
Yep.
Yep.
Nothing since then?
Well, I mean, it's advancing on the technical side and on the interface side. I think we'll probably, there's a lot of balls in the air, but there are these stations that will be scattered throughout the star chart
Cool.
that you can join in and just walk around with other people. You can see their gear, you can chat with them. They look cool, and there's kind of one orbiting every major planet in the star chart. We'll probably be rolling out sort of a stress test or kind of a bandwidth test
Cool.
because that's something we have never tried before. And then it will be obvious that you need to, if you look at that old live stream, we kind of showed a video of people walking around, hanging out in there. But that is sort of being, the resources for that is being shared by other in-game projects like the Badlands,
Right.
the Focus system, and the Proxy War system.
So speaking of those, MythBlaze asks, can we go into further detail on those? Focus in particular was the one we projected as being the furthest along.
Yeah,
So
right.
the last time you talked about it would have been the same stream, if not earlier. So what's going on there? By the way, apparently red text is ripping your Ottawa Senators jersey choice.
I know, and I know who. I think I know who Red Text is.
So red text, yeah.
What does that mean a hotfix is coming? So just as a side here, I'm going to be refreshing the forums to see if Daryl1 is posting the notes, so I'll let you know if the hotfix is out. Because it might
Okay.
interfere with performance of the stream. So
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Whoa. Well, yeah.
which is not yet. So anyway,
So we haven't hotfixed yet.
we have not hotfixed
Okay,
yet, but
that's fine.
it might happen. Performance.
Where did we go?
And I
We're
agree
talking
with
about focus now?
the Ottawa
Focus.
Senators. Let's just say the Ottawa Senators suck.
Whoa!
Let's just
Whoa.
throw it out
I
there.
think you need to
We don't
arm
need-
wrestle it out.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just saying, don't quote stats to me, please.
we'll see.
The wild card is really.
If we beat the Jets tonight, then we'll be the wild card pick. And
For people not in on the joke, Steve is essentially trolling Sheldon right now.
I'm trolling
becoming a
Daryl
hockey-
as well
Yeah,
because
you know,
I know he has
yeah.
Leafs on his wall in his office. And I think
Yeah.
this is a troll.
Oh, the hotfix is live now. Says Shadow Block. So
Hotfix is
So-
deploying now. Excellent. Cool. Excellent. All right.
All right.
How's the Melee 2 going to work with the glaive?
It's gonna work with it.
Excellent.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah, I saw a lot of questions that were.
Sure is.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to avoid my questions about focus. So
Yeah, I was gonna bring it back
Sorry.
to that, but
Yeah.
we will do
let's
combos
focus
for the
on
blade.
focus.
Okay, so
Intensify.
Intensify the focus. Let's intensify
we
the
renamed
focus.
a mod so it didn't clash with focus. Intensify. Yeah, that was pretty funny. I also like the codex entry for the pine cone. Have you seen that YouTube video of someone zooming in on the music? That's pretty much my favorite Warframe video right now.
Yeah, it is.
The focus system is once you reach rank 30 on any item, you can install a lens on that item that will send you down one of 6 focus paths, and those will give you special ways of boosting your entire arsenal at the kind of player level. It's sort of like improving your tenno rather than improving your ember.
Right.
Going into detail would be ridiculously long. Because There's a lot to this.
And I think we've gone through 4 iterations.
We've gone through 4 iterations. We are
internally that we've not even talked about
done and
publicly.
Okay. So this is
There's lots of text message arguing, and then live arguing, and then. So
I guess you can just speak more holistically then of what the last thing you commented about this was it's kind of a beast mode. You activate it.
That's right.
You recanted the once per day thing. It's no longer that. So what is the higher level concept of it now, if you are willing to...
Improving your tenno.
Improving your tenno.
That's the best way to keep it general without getting into specifics, but it definitely is in progress, and it's definitely, when other things aren't taking our focus, it's... We're focusing.
Intensifying the focus on focus.
I put a solid 2 days into focus this week as well, just on the design side and on the interface side. So it is definitely advancing.
It would definitely be the first of the end game systems to drop.
It'll be the first.
Unless Badlands. I was going to
is
say
suddenly surging ahead.
Exactly. I have a feeling. I have a good feeling with Badlands seeing the check-ins.
If you're not interested in Badlands and that clan or alliance competition, then Focus will really interest you, because that will really let you specialize up at the tenno level your player. And there'll be these very interesting paths for you to go down to specialize and then really create your own kind of beast mode.
All right. I love it.
When I know more and when I'm more confident that what we're doing is actually super cool, definitely we'll put something on Design Council just to keep them in the loop, and then we'll publicize it greater from there.
Excellent. All right. One thing that we introduced in PC on Wednesday was the alarm reversion state. So when ship or location, there was no option to turn it off. So KFTW asks, with the introduction of the ability to turn off alarms, are we going to have more emphasis on any kind of stealth rewards or mission types?
Stealth 2.0.
Stealth 2.0.
Scott was
You trolling?
He called it.
He was calling it
before you got to the end of the question.
No, I didn't. No one used that word here. That was your word.
No,
No,
stealth.
you used it.
I didn't use
What'd
it.
you stealth in the end of that question?
I said stealth, but I didn't say 2.0.
I said 2.0.
So
Sure.
Is that so? That alarm was a.
This is, again, how we talked about stealth before. It's not a one silver bullet that makes it viable. It's a death by 1,000 cuts. So this is one of the many cuts that will make this a viable option in the game. I think, again, we're looking at the environmental hazard stuff and adding more variety to the tile sets. You know, some of the stuff went out, some of the stuff is hated. I'm sorry, we will tweak it.
Yes,
but the alarm stuff is part of the environmental hazard stuff that we started working on. So it ended up being a bigger systemic change that allowed it to happen everywhere. So again, it helps stealth, but it was also part of other changes. So yeah, stealth is a consideration.
It's iterative.
But it's very iterative. It's very small changes will make this viable.
Okay. All right. Just in case anyone's watching on PC, the hotfix has deployed. So if you see quality of the stream with pitches or anything, just bear with us. Sorry. So it is live, and apparently he was trolling.
There's a cool skin on here.
He's just holding it to look cool.
Yeah.
Who was trolling?
Red Text was saying, "Go Jets, Ottawa sucks." So. Yeah. All right. So one question that goes back to an old post, Brad Scarata asks, what happened to the XP adjustments that were proposed many months back? Ever since that one thread came up that Glenn posted about XP being proportional to how much you use your weapon, it got a bit of negative feedback. We canceled it. Yeah, it got a lot. It was not well received by all. Some people were okay with it, but nothing has come up since. So what kind of train of thought do we have down that path, if any, at this time?
No train of thought.
Yeah, who's going to hold that?
Yeah.
Listening to the community is no train of thought. Yeah, go ahead. You take it.
Well, The problem was, at least some of the explicit problem at the time, was that the melee system meant you had to use.
Potato.
This is, as far as I understand, when people basically concluded that means I have to use my melee weapon now to get XP on it. WTF? The melee 2.0 conversation started.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So-
Melee 2.0 maybe.
So it's possible, this is not a thing, that XP changes could come when a melee system is better. We'll see.
Sure.
Maybe. Who knows?
I'm not even gonna say maybe. I'm gonna say sure.
You're gonna say yes. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think we also at that time included fixes for XP collection for Sentinels.
Yes.
There's a lot of really good things that happened
Yeah.
at that moment that Glenn really drove in, which I thought was awesome. So we decided we weren't going to do that proportional stuff because we were thinking about Melee 2.0. We've
Yep.
since moved on to Melee 5.0.
Yes,
and
at this
we'll
point.
readdress once we get to Melee
Yeah,
6.0.
all right. So this
It's called
is
Melee
In
X.
Warframe 3.
In Warframe 3. Yeah.
Jesus. All
I'm
right.
making Warframe 3.
All right.
Meredith's going to get on here. Tell them it's a sequel.
Don't tell him it's a
Yeah.
sequel.
Ah, she's like in London or something. We can say everything we want now.
Yeah.
There's no jaywalker to stop
The
us
other
now.
London. The other
Yes.
London.
Oh
Yep.
yeah. the
Ever-
other one.
okay, one other lingering point, and with, missions now that it's
wanna
no
know
longer
what's on
just
your socks?
What's going on?
It's on my socks. People are admiring my socks.
The little
You're a
anchors.
well-dressed man. So.
I got
They're
little
anchors.
Little anchors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's on
Thanks for noticing.
What about the reputation system?
You're
We've been
like a
getting
soccer monkey
AFK
Yep.
vote kick requests ever since invasions went in, with people just leeching on the invasion missions. We've been getting the oh my god vote kick system, AFK, how do we deal? And reputation system is something that could tie into that. Do you have any about the kind of problems that has created? Any thoughts about where or what role a vote kick system, reputation system will play in player behavior?
Right. Well, I would say the last time I engaged people in chat about vote kick stuff, which was a little while ago when we were about to pull the trigger on the reputation system, a lot of them it was very mixed that vote kick can be used abusively.
Yeah, it's a
So so I know the only experience I have with a lot of vote kicking is Left 4 Dead, and again that stuff is pretty negative.
Never vote kick
It,
says
it can be very negative.
vote kick will get abused. First two comments.
Sure. So there you go. So we have a positive only reputation system where if I say that was a GG Sheldon, then the matchmaking will try its best to fit me with him. But we have the UI for that isn't quite ready. Some people see it every now and then when the UI breaks. So we're not quite happy with that system. Personally, as far as priorities go, melee and endgame stuff and
Yep.
quests
Yep.
and lore are kind of trumping that.
Yep.
And really, when we listen to the community, we get so much and so many different perspectives on what they're really excited and what they think is really important. And every day, sometimes we take one and go, okay, you know what? Let's move this down here. Maybe that reputation system isn't as important as saying all these players at max level got nothing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I apologize. The reputation
That's
system
fine.
isn't in there yet. That's why, because really there's brighter fires that come up, and this is one of them. I think is really getting focus in Badlands and Melee 6.0 done.
Yep. I mean, and we do
It's up to
like.
6.
I'm sorry, that was under Fiend's question. I forgot to.
Yeah,
mention
Underfiend.
that.
Okay, thank you for that question.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Again, and that's sort of like there's always like, is it urgent or is it important? There's things that might be a little bit more urgent, but absolutely isn't important, and it isn't
Yeah.
going to be forgotten.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a certain level, like it is annoying in a game, and if it is, like it is a problem for some missions, but I mean, like the player also can, like you can report these people via support if you feel that it's worthy of intervention. Or you can just ignore them. I don't think ignore affects matchmaking right now though, so it's just chat. But
Ignore affecting matchmaking is probably an easy thing to do. I know we have a few people that are in chat before we came on the stream were saying they get session unavailable
Yep.
bugs that we were looking at as well.
Right.
So there's definitely some things. We've moved some of our servers out of the DE offices
Yep.
into New York to try to handle the growth of the game. So there are some things there that we've been kind of struggling with.
okay.
Because we have all the PS4 connections, we have all the PC connections, so
Right.
we definitely need to fix that, and 1,000 points of light make it awesome. We should look at our concept art.
We should
I
do-
think we're kind of running. We're
I know.
running
I need to
on
do
time.
one more platinum prize.
Okay.
Everyone that asks about Frost, we do have a thread up right now to talk. Scott's already commented on that in the thread about balance changes.
Yep. Yep. And again,
Nope.
Narati, the account migration, is ready, as Sheldon said.
Yep.
And it's something that we're still sort of waiting on approval for.
That's
right.
Yep.
All right,
So,
let's give away Platinum, last one of the stream.
I played PS4, yes.
Or maybe not the last one of the stream. Maybe we'll find out.
Okay.
yes, I play PS4.
Here we go.
Yes.
1,000 Platinum goes to, oh no, the name is too long. Commander Crunch.
Commander Crunch!
I think it's an ellipsis at the end. So Commander Crunch, I think. You won
think
1,000
Devstream?
Platinum.
Is that the date on it?
Is that Dave? How do I see right message? Oh, it is Commander Crunchy. Aha, look at why.
There you go.
Commander Crunchy.
Commander Crunch is just like, oh, son of
I could go for some Platinum. Well, guess what, Commander Crunchy? You just won 1,000.
That's amazing.
Nice work.
All right.
Commander Crunchy.
Okay, Commander Crunch. Excellent.
Way to go.
Crunch, crunch.
So Frost.
Yes.
Frost will get a look at.
Okay.
There's been a little bit of how not to throw someone under the bus. Okay.
Are you throwing me into the bus?
No one under the bus.
Yeah.
So, Snow Globe obviously is still being looked at and what the best solution is for that. Avalanche has had a bit of oscillation in the way that it works.
Okay.
This past build basically removed what was considered a bug,
Right.
which was the crowd control of Avalanche. There was a bug in the script. If you had a range mod, you would get a 5-second basically frozen crowd control out of Avalanche, which was unintended, but players really appreciated it and thought it offset what they lost in Snow Globe.
Right.
So I think looking at the feedback and seeing people getting angry about this and excited about it definitely has brought it to my attention,
Okay.
and I will definitely be looking at it
Okay.
when the smoke clears of the event and other
Right.
things that are up in the air right now.
Yeah. Crunchy, I forgot to tell you how to get your Platinum. Message our Twitch page with your PSN ID or your PC alias,
Yes.
and then that's how you get it.
How many PS4 winners have we had on the stream?
Megan, how many people have been PS4 winners? 3?
says Megan.
3 says Megan.
All right.
There you go.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Pretty good.
All right. So we do have 1 or 2 more assets to show. We've talked about the Kubro and new
Yeah.
pets,
Oh, yeah.
new
Yeah.
nature. When are we expanding variety in that
Yep.
regard? So you do have something to show.
Yeah, we have some animations to show for that. Which one first?
We see Kubra MP4 and Kubra Enemy
First.
MP4.
Let's do the enemies.
All right.
So these are the wild enemies.
Wild Kubro?
Wild Kubro.
Oh,
This
Hey,
is,
hey, hey.
Yeah.
This is the
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
can you ride it?
Kind of
armor
sexy, right?
version.
Yeah. So there's 2 states.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's 2 versions of this. One is the.
Are we gonna
Do it.
Oh.
That's it. Yeah.
So yeah, so you can see the model's different. So basically, there's 2 versions of this. There's the factionless version that you see in the Force Jungle
Which
set
is
on
him.
Earth, which is him, and then you'll see the kind of more armored, gross one. This one, the Grenier have basically taken these as pets and trained them as basically attack dogs. So in certain Grenier tiles, you will see that version of them, and they're hairless and more beefed up, and I think they fit really nice with the Grenier aesthetic.
Definitely.
I think seeing them on an asteroid will be out of their element. So really kind of cool.
I
So,
agree.
Is there any other characters in the game that get pet dogs?
He asks, knowing the answer.
That's like a
What do you
Rebecca
mean?
type setup.
Yeah.
She didn't say that.
I know. I'm learning from Rebecca.
Yep.
are we?
Same.
This is gonna be a drop
Yeah.
the mic. This is gonna be a
Yeah,
drop
we
the
are.
mic.
We are. We're doing
Okay.
it. We're doing it.
We're doing this?
All right. All right.
Watch
Alright.
this video.
We talked about it. Yeah.
So as a possible Sentinel replacement, I guess will be your own version, the 10.0 version of this, which is
Oh, look at him jump.
look at that animation. It's like an excited llama.
It's just showing that he uses player movement. So
there we go.
look what he can do.
Wall
Yes.
run.
So basically, the players will be getting
Backflipping llama.
potentially a version of.
I didn't know they could wall run. Oh my god!
They went to Tenno Camp.
Yeah.
First YouTube on this is gonna be best in show.
Yes, dog. So you asked for dojo expansion.
I
It's gonna be a
can't
dog room.
believe that.
Are we
That
gonna add
is
a dojo
so-
room for Kubos?
We'll have a
petting
dojo
zoo?
pen.
A petting zoo room?
No.
Oh my god! I'm
Petting
so
zoo?
happy with that.
Pretty good.
I can't
So-
believe
yeah.
this.
So basically, you too can have a hairy llama dog.
I want a llama dog.
A llama dog.
God.
Llama.
He has a bit of
Alright.
a vampire bat kind of feel to
Totally.
it too.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Tenno Goat, I see you going by.
Yeah. Yeah.
The leap is the cutest thing I've ever seen. Is this Lucy?
This is Lucy. Yeah. This
Yes.
is all Lucy.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so This will be released in stages over the next little while.
Okay.
You know, speaking of tunnel reinforcements, I'm not saying that this will come with tunnel reinforcements, but maybe accessories for your llama dog.
Right.
What's that, Kubro? Jeff stuck in the well? Go get him.
Jeez. So do you have any other assets to show? Because we're getting close to 3, so we gotta start wrapping up.
We have all the concept art.
Okay, we do have some concept art to fly to then.
Oh, good. Why does that back up?
That's an art.
That is the concept art
Yeah.
for the next Warframe. All right. So, can I say how we're going to implement this?
Yeah.
Am I allowed?
Yeah.
So when the infested return to the star chart in a permanent way.
What?
What? Okay, I've got a high five right there. This is the community, and that's
Yep.
that's you.
When the infested return to the star chart and actually take hold in one of the regions permanently,
Oh, they're a death metal?
they will have
They're death metal.
their own art set. And these are some concepts. Our art director is actually on a little holiday, so he didn't approve which ones I picked. So
Yeah, I know.
I may get in serious trouble over
Mickey's on
this.
holiday. Sorry,
Yeah.
Mickey. Yeah.
And
What
in
else
this
do they share then?
in this set, you're going to see what a fully infested, not just that small layer you've seen in other ships, but what they look like over the centuries they've existed in the solar system. You'll learn more about the lore, the weapon that they were, who created them, and what the outcome was, and that will kind of give people a bit of backstory.
New enemy types,
And that'll be
environmental hazards.
new enemy types, new environmental hazards. If you want to carry on, Warren, I think there's just a few more quick examples. The way that these sort of nanite trees, have destroyed old vessels. Well, yeah, I'm winging it here.
It's true though. It's very tree-like.
Yumikami Phantasm.
Yep. And you can just see a much more detailed, elaborate, and more invasive presentation
Right.
of where they are. I think there's a little Grenier there, guy. He's probably quite nervous because he's about to be devoured.
Yeah.
I like the red in this. I like the.
You like the red in that?
Oh, what's this?
Yep.
Oh, what's it?
Now this is definitely one Mickey would say you're not allowed to show
Yeah.
this yet.
Yeah, sorry, Minky. You also told people to blame him for not having Rhino have a gold cod piece for
Pardon me?
Rhino Prime.
What?
Someone screen capped you say, blame Minky that Rhino Prime doesn't have a gold cod piece.
I know. I'm throwing him under the bus. He's away. I also think in the same sentence I offered to sell them one, but this is some very early work on a Tenno ship. So when you start the game, you won't be floating on a rotating, transparent polygon as a giant in the solar system. You will be in your Lisette ship.
Yep.
So these are aspirational images. These are not guarantees, but this is where you'll begin.
Excellent. All right.
What else
So
we got?
notice is just off screen there. If you had a pan, it would have
Yeah.
shown
She would have been there
Yeah.
having a shower.
Chilling.
Yeah.
Oh, having a shower. I wasn't going there. All right.
It is near the end of the stream.
Tentacles and all.
And this is proof that the beard doesn't change my
Yeah, I was
behavior.
gonna say,
I know,
set that
if
up
anything,
all.
we're learning that the behavior is in the...
The person. So this is, you may have noticed, for better or worse, we're adding a lot more gameplay interactable objects to the levels. These are some Grenier emplacement ideas that the council will be voting on, I think, this week or
next
sorry.
week, probably, yep.
So these is sort of a preview, and if you're a council member, you'll be able to sort of hear more about these and how they're going to work. And if you're not, then you will take pride in the fact that we're going to be adding a lot more gameplay interactable elements per level set, so that there's a bit of a difference.
These are for the AI and for the player.
And
Right.
for the player, yep.
This is an emplacement I can jump on and start shooting.
Yep. And it's also going to give you a spike of challenge
Yeah.
if there's one of those present, randomized in level. Moving on.
We're going quick now.
Moving on.
Snapping
All right.
brains quick.
Nope. Yep. So these are some line drawings of new Cyandanas that are in the queue, and if you keep going, Warren, to the next one, sort of some quick renders of the different designs. So there's some more cosmetic stuff that we're doing that are going outside of Cyandanas and badges that we aren't ready to show yet. But the question you were taking about Tenno reinforcements always being weapons. That art team is branching out now into more cosmetics. There's going to be a lot more variety coming in the next, around the corner soon.
So with all this said and done,
And
there's
then
one...
there's one more.
Oh, there's one more? Okay, because there's
and
something
then-
I absolutely need to talk to you guys about before this ends. So.
Fantastic. And then this is just some early concepts for the hubs, where
nice.
you'll get to hang out with your fellow Tenno en masse,
Or Captain Fork.
Watch Captain Boar.
And because
Watch his talk show.
I guess this is Yui Kami's room.
when I was growing up, one of my favorite horrible movies was Last Starfighter, and I just remember when he gets taken to fight the Kodan Armada, the bad guys come on and taunt them. So that's kind of a little bit of a thing. There'll be a little news broadcast from bad guys around in that area to kind of set up that, Vor is in Mercury, and then he'll be coming on there and complaining about how awful the Tenno are.
So Tenno security is kind of crappy, and they just get hacked.
No, these are just intercepts. This is all part of their plan. These are part of their plan.
He's broadcasting to the rest of the grid.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So one thing we haven't talked about.
Broadcast all the time. Always be
So
broadcast.
2 important questions. The first one's from Junior Kong, who says, are we going to see scarier leaders in the future? While they're entertaining gimmick bosses, they aren't really scary for veterans.
Oh.
So yes or no?
Scary.
Yes, we will. I think the first version that players see right now is kind of the toe in the water version. It's the prove that it is fun, prove that it works, prove that it improves the game,
Right.
and then we will definitely be focusing effort on AI customization, giving them more powers,
Right.
giving them more levels, giving them more visuals, giving them more character. I know you're really
Yeah,
excited about having them actually come on as transmissions,
Right.
Yep.
mid-mission, so giving them a little bit of more flavor as well.
Right.
So this version that the players are experiencing now is just the prove that it works
Right.
version.
Oh, for
And I mean,
leaders,
this
yeah.
this
But you're talking
fact-
about bosses.
I'm talking about bosses too, and I mean this factors hugely.
Oh, he's talking about leaders.
I was talking about leaders.
I'm talking about
We're talking about bosses.
You talking
leaders
about
and
both.
bosses because
you
really
can't mix those.
I can.
They're not
sorry.
mixable.
Okay. Well,
Like oil and water.
okay. Well, they are mutually exclusive. So
Yes.
as
It's like
for,
ranks.
totally, if Captain Vor knew I called him a leader, and oh my god,
You would cut your head
kill.
off.
Sure, fair enough.
So the problem right now is like it's not a problem, but the PC players, some of them say they finished Tetra's Doom in half hour. And is there going to be any adjustments into this event that's on right now for PC, difficulty-wise? Because they're saying Bayhek, sure he has a transmission or
It's fine.
the event's done.
Yeah, it's fine.
Is there anything you guys can say about the difficulty?
Dano! You think you're winning? You have only been attacking the auxiliary cores! Did you really believe it would be this easy? You are running out of time! There will be nowhere to hide from my Fomorians! And when the last of you is gone,